Welcome everybody to the next episode of Nerding Out. If you haven't noticed, there is a little something special going on. It's Matt's birthday.
Woo! Woo!
These things could take a human out.
That one he did.
Let's try.
It'd be like, woo! Woo! It's gonna be a Ric Flair. Woo!
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Oh no! You have a limp blower.
Oh no. Can I go down?
Mine's never limp.
But today we're going to be talking about the new shows, which is the Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. Wiener. And then we're going to be talking about the new Lord of the Rings episodes and movie show stuff. But, real quick, we're not going to do it this time, but we are going to have a special episode for Spelljammer. So, we got the book for Spelljammer. And we're going to be going over it detail by detail, but we're going to have some special guests come over for that. So we don't have it this week.
You know, the sad thing is we didn't get Spelljammer at Gen Con. We didn't get it at Gen Con.
Well, no, because it wasn't out yet. So
I thought they had it at Gen Con.
Yeah,
Did
they
they?
did. Yeah.
no. Well, I didn't buy it there, so you're welcome. Either
That's
way,
the Target exclusive one, right? Or is that just the new?
it's
beginner
I
kit.
got it at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, so the new beginner's kit or whatever is Target exclusive. That's what was at Gen Con.
Well, I didn't get that version, so no. I'm gonna be
Yeah, it's not
drinking it.
Fendelver or whatever no more.
Oh, well, they're going to be making it its own campaign.
Oh, good.
So, yes, but that we're going to actually go over that in the episode 4, Spelljammer. So,
Have you not eaten your pizza rolls?
yeah, we've been munching on them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a small dent on that side. See?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. It's
Right there.
Here. We've got pizza rolls, we got birthday party hats, we got these
Spelljammer.
things that are supposed to have sounds. So,
You have a very
We have
limp
to-
blowy.
we have to make our own. Yours is too, ha
Mine's not.
ha. But we're going to be going over.
If I do it really fast, it doesn't say limp.
Yeah, but
You're
you're
doing it fast. Doing it fast. So we're going to be talking about those two things this week. First, we're going to be talking about House of the Dragon, because that one's coming out tomorrow? Today. So it's coming out today, 7 p.m.
No. Is it 7 p.m.?
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 10 p.m.
Well,
our
10
time.
p.m. our time. But either way, the first episode's coming out today of recording, so we'll see how that goes. Reviews have not been kind to it, so we'll see.
As me and Amber was talking about before, we're going to get to see Matt Smith, bad guy, walk where he's like, I'm a bad guy.
It just doesn't feel right. We'll get into that, though. But then we're going to be talking about Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Was supposed to be September 2nd. They've moved it forward to September 1st. Oh, yeah, a whole day early. So,
I mean, nice.
I guess. It's like instead of a Friday, it's on a Thursday. How Hobbit. So,
It's not going to change anything.
It may.
There are going to be people that hate that show, and the people that love that show, and there will be no in between.
time
I'll be
out.
an in-betweener because I don't really care about Lord of the Rings that much.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, how cool is a ring, to be honest?
I mean, it's not the one ring. It's all the other rings that the rest of them get, so.
Yeah, so
I
they're
mean-
even like little pussy-ass rings compared to the main ring.
They're
The little bitch rings.
It's not even a main ring, man. It's
They're little cock rings.
Yeah, not even a
Jeez.
good one.
not even a good one.
Like a Wish.com one.
Alibaba.
Yeah.
Time out. Are you going to be doing your homework through this?
I want to pass this class.
Okay, this is going to take a half an hour.
Just a little bit.
We're going to be doing technician.
I have it
No,
up
you
right
gotta do
here.
slow one on that one, Amber. It's a sad one. Just
I have it up here. I'm waiting to pending what we're going to talk about
Yeah,
first.
right.
You're going to be technician.
Technician.
I can't do that. It's all or nothing.
so
look.
you just blow your load instantly.
Yeah, I can't
No,
do it
look,
slow.
watch. Wait, watch. Watch this. Amber.
How can me and Nathan blow better than you?
It's because we know what we want.
Gingerly let us touch your tips. Good morrow.
I can't do it. All right. Anywho, House of the Dragon. So it's based off of the books Fire and Blood, and there's another one.
There's two of them. Yes.
Yeah. So I know the Fire and Blood one. That's about all I know.
I think it's Fire and Blood, and then Fire and Blood Part 2.
Oh, okay. Well, so Fire and Blood.
There's only one book out right now, but there's supposed
One's fire, one's blood.
There you go.
I like to keep calling it Fire and Blood.
Then blood.
Blood. It's blood.
It's question mark blood. So, based off the books, I thought they were finished. Apparently not. So there's that.
No, that's the whole thing. Everybody hates
Yeah.
Martin because he won't finish.
I don't hate him. I just don't want him to die first.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like I always said that this is going to be better than the Game of Thrones because they actually finished the books. They didn't. So my theory went right off the books.
So I don't have high hopes for the show. Not because of the stuff that we're going to talk about here in a second. But the book's like a family, it's like a family, just history of the Targaryen. So, how is that supposed to be
It's a whole show.
They're going to make it exciting somehow, but
Yeah, but
I wonder if they're going to open
the
up
Hobbit
the.
into 3 movies. So
yeah,
Nope.
and look how terrible some parts of those movies are.
I wonder if they're going to try to expand the Game of Thrones universe, though.
Yeah, you know how you can expand the Game of Thrones universe?
Finish it.
By finishing goddamn Winter and Dream of Spring, goddammit.
you know how you do that? You finish your books. Okay.
So, he's wrote 6 more books since Game of Thrones have been finished off the air of HBO. But the 2 that everyone wants, he's like, I'm gonna wait.
You don't need those books.
I would laugh if he actually has them written. He's just waiting till he
Apparently he
dies.
does.
Yeah, he's just waiting till he dies. to
Well, I think
release
they
it.
got to release
You
the
little
Winter
shits
Winter
aren't
is
getting this.
November.
You shits aren't getting this until I'm dead and gone. So I don't have to hear
But
your bullshit.
But I wonder if it is kind of going like a Marvel route where they're wanting to just expand it into lots of shows and stuff eventually.
Well, yeah, HBO wants that, but
Yeah.
I mean, they want to make money. So either way, it's taking place roughly 200 years before the Game of Thrones show. Reviews have been in. They've all seen 6 episodes of the season. Rotten Tomatoes has already put out their say in it, and they say it's got a 79%. So some of the reviews that have come out for that,
I don't ever trust Rotten Tomatoes.
it depends. But the first one was CNN that I read. They watched the first 6 episodes. They said it's not as character heavy as the original. There's plenty of characters to show off, but they're not really focusing on all of it, but 3 or 4.
I'm just glad Jason Momoa can do something besides Aquaman and kind of wash his hands of that.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not in this either because it's 200 at a.
yeah,
It's
there's
that
no
family.
Khal Drogo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
200
it's
years
before.
Yeah, they should you're probably gonna have a lot more focus on the bigger names houses. So you have the Martells, the Starks, the Lannisters, and the Baratheons. Those are gonna be the ones you're gonna really talk to. You'll probably get a little bit of Tullys in there, but it's gonna be mainly the big houses that really set up the kingdom, the ones that fight, the Targaryens at some point. So I don't know. We'll see. It's from what I understand, from what I read on it, it's the 5th Targaryen to run the 7 kingdoms. So it's jumping off the deep end of the book, in the middle of the book, because you start off at literally the start of Targaryen in the book, and it's just all right, this is his sons and daughters, and he had loved his sister and his other sister, and they married, and they had 2.
That's another thing I read. I didn't put it in our notes, but I was reading this at work.
It's gonna be incest heavy.
Oh my god! So they were we go from the Game of Thrones being incest bad. Look at this couple, it's bad, and then we go from that to this where it's incest bad, incest maybe bad, incest necessary for the
The
livelihood. Yeah, for the bloodline. Incest good. Okay.
I mean,
The closer the eyes are, the more Targaryen they are.
sounds like what's that? Dang it!
Yep.
The show. Oh my God!
Game of
South
Thrones.
Park made the puppet ones. Oh my God! America.
Oh, Team America.
Yeah, it's like Team America,
I was like,
but Matt
Pokemon?
Damon.
Jim Roll.
No. But it's like
Yeah.
the Targaryens get more Matt Damon as
Yeah.
it goes.
No, I mean, like literally, like the Targaryens believe that they had to keep their bloodline pure, so they married.
I mean,
sister.
that's exactly what happened in I think England for quite a while, and other empires in the medieval ages.
Well, I mean, like, from what
Keep
I've
it in the family.
to keep it in the family. I mean, there's like the main girl. She's married off to somebody, but then she gets remarried to her uncle, I think, or something like that. Because
Yeah, but you call this one a funkle.
oh,
He's a fun uncle.
he's a fun uncle.
I was thinking something else, but that's a good one.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it as fun.
We're keeping it as fun. So that was what CNN had said on there. Then we had someone that I thought this was hilarious, but Hollywood Report said Game of Thrones. Oops, all Targaryens. Oddly, it's a limited story considering that it's got like such a rich world of story. But it's like very limited to what they're doing on this one because it's basically focusing on one family and then like bits and pieces of other things. It's confusing because apparently all of the actors and actresses look the same. So the younger versions look like the older versions, and they're like it's hard to tell the differences.
Yeah, they're all gonna have white hair, purple eyes, alabaster
That bloodline,
skin.
man.
Yep. But then they also have all the same like names. Like you have Rhaenyra, Rhaenyra,
Yeah,
and all
Daenerys,
that.
Daenerys,
So it's all really
Rhaegar, Aegon. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to like take notes as you're watching it to be able to make sure that you get it all right. But that's like so far how it looks with the House of the Dragon. Apparently the dragons look fantastic, but for whatever reason, this season or this show, sitting on the dragons isn't very good. Like it's not matching up with the dragon.
Like, here's a dragon. Here's the person.
Yeah.
Do, do,
You
do,
can
do,
see.
do, 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 do.
So like,
So a mod in Skyrim can do better
Yeah.
when riding dragons in the
well,
show.
apparently, like I haven't watched the last couple of seasons of Game of Thrones, but I mean, it looked like they did pretty good in those. So are they being lazy, or is there just not a budget?
I think even like in Game of Thrones though, like when they started writing like closer to the end, it got a little bit worse too. You can see like where the budget, like they could do it. There's times where it didn't look as good. So like I got a feeling it's gonna be kind of like how everyone freaked out about the Hulk CG, the She-Hulk CG. How I was like, oh, it's so terrible. But then you watch the first episode, it's like, oh, it looks a lot better.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be that way. It's gonna look better than what people were making it sound like, but there's probably gonna be parts where it's like, that looks dumb.
Well, that's and towards the end of production, a lot of it is polishing. Essentially, they just want to get the blueprint out first. A lot of the CG polishing comes in towards the end, anyways.
I mean, they said the same thing about The Witcher with the. I can't do that. They did it with The Witcher. They said that the hair looked terrible in the trailers and everything like that for him. But I think that Geralt actually looked really good in the show. So I'm hoping that, like, everyone's saying that these wigs look god awful for House of the Dragon.
If Mark Hamill's not in Witcher season 3, I'm gonna be a little upset. He should have been in season 2.
Yeah,
We all
but
know
they
he
chose
should've
someone
been.
else. No, but he's in.
The guy did good.
He's in
What?
Sandman instead.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the pumpkin.
Is he?
Yeah.
I knew that voice.
The more you know. Yes. So that's kind of our thoughts on the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon.
I'm excited for it because I love Game of Thrones.
I didn't really get on the hype train whenever it was coming out.
Read the
So
goddamn books, you will be.
I'm sorry. I was told to read what's his name? Sanderson first. So I've been reading all of those, and
Well, hurry up and get to the good books.
there's so
Look, the
many
Game of Thrones books are phenomenal. He foreshadows and talks about things in like 2 or 3 books before they even happen, and when they happen, you're like, oh shit! So it's pretty fucking amazing. You really need to watch it.
Well, I'm sure that this is going to go over well because, like, the Game of Thrones people are wanting something.
I really like in here that you got like him riding a dragon instead of TARDIS. Hopefully the dragon makes that noise just one time, which
Yes,
that's the noise it makes when it breathes fire instead of like.
Yes, so Matt Smith is playing the uncle or the brother of
The
the
Funkle?
king. Yes, the Funkle. So he's
We'll
apparently
call it the
pretty
Funky
ruthless in this, but I just can't picture him anyone other than the Doctor. So it's going to be really weird to see him riding on top of a dragon being all like, I like to kill people, instead of being like, you should run, because I'm terrifying.
Like
So-
as much as I like them doing, like I love Targaryens. Like I'm kind of a big Greyjoy fan because I like them a lot too, just because they're like, you just got killed and get whatever you get. Like that's how you earn your stuff. But I really like the fact that like the Targaryens, Like, I like that they're going to it, but I really just would like to see the last Targaryen. Like, I'd like to see the battle between the Baratheon and, you know, the last Targaryen where they kill it. Like, he kills them and takes over it. Like, I want to see them fight the Mad King. That's what I really want. That's all I want. That's not going to happen.
They've only said stuff about the first 6 episodes, of course.
Well, and this is also very possibly the first season. Depending on how good it does, it may go farther. So you might get more of that.
Better.
And truthfully, I'm not big into Game of Thrones, but I want them to do well because it's almost like competition. There's not a lot of good fantasy out there because we've had Lord of the Rings, the first 3 movies, and the 3 Hobbit movies. And past that, there's not been a lot of mainstream, like, AAA fantasy shows or movies. And I would like
Wheel
to
of
get
Time
more.
was really good. Mm-hmm. But that's about it.
Yeah, and that was very recent.
Y'all are forgetting, like, The Witcher is a fantasy.
Yeah, but we already know that. We don't like The Witcher.
I think, though, the difference about The Witcher,
I mean, at
really
least
just...
Superman doesn't have a wheelchair.
I think the
Sad
biggest
one.
difference about Witcher, though, is... Oh, my God.
Oh my god.
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
The Witcher is a video game adaptation, which makes it its own little category in my mind. So it's very, very good for a video game. Well, I mean, it's a book first, but video game essentially is what got it big. So
Yeah.
I think it deserves its own category.
Okay. I mean, I still think it's a fantasy, and I think it was done really well. So
Yeah.
either way, but of course, if you can't tell, Matt is our like expert on Game of Thrones because I've never read the books or seen the show really that much. He hasn't done it either. So, but now we move on to Lord of the Rings, where it switches into.
Oh, my eye! Holy shit!
Put behind my glasses.
I know. I aimed for that.
Alright, so for the Lord of the Rings section, after we do this, was just precious.
The process.
Just golden noises.
No. Gross. Yes, Gollum going. It's the process. So, Lord of the Rings is his deal. I'm just kind of here today. I'm not doing squat. So, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, is now coming out on September 1st instead of September 2nd. That one's taking place thousands of years before The Hobbit.
Precious.
It's the process. What is it? Almost a pleasure, Catherine.
The best thing the Lord of the Rings has ever done is potatoes. Boil them, mash them, put them in the stew.
Actually, no, they're taking the hobbits to Isengard for me.
That wasn't really Lord of the Rings. Someone else made that.
So, this one's going to be thousands of years before The Hobbit. It's going to be focusing on, like, the forging of the rings. And apparently, like, the rise of Sauron to what we know him as in the Lord of the Rings movies.
He's just be little S in this, not big S.
Yeah, it's a small S in front of his name. It's Sauron.
It's Saul, and then his middle name's Ron.
I saw Ron.
Yeah, I saw Ron the other day. He's like, no, it's saw Ron. One word.
One word. It's like, no, I saw Ron. It's like, no. Just put them together. So, Mr. Lord of the Rings, we saw the trailer a bit ago whenever, I was going to say Call of Duty. Comic-Con.
Call of Duty Shooter Man.
Call of Duty Shooter Man. Whenever Comic-Con showed him the new trailer. So, again, it's based on the books, the Silmarillion, there you go.
Sounds similar.
I don't read these, so.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, Silmarillion. Silmarillion.
Samurai.
Samarillion.
This is Samarian. So,
Kinda feel like we should be drunk for this one.
Mariah Carey.
Whatever, fuck you, I don't know.
You know, rings just seem to lock you in place and shit and keep you docile.
Ain't nobody want to put on 7 rings, let alone 1.
Yeah. Where you gonna put all those rings? Your nipples?
I know where I'm putting the ring of power.
Oh, that's gross.
So this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be making the rings. So you get you probably know the speech better than I do, or any of us. How many rings? And the one ring to rule them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
Was it
saying
7 for men,
Yeah.
4 for elves?
7 for men, 5 for elves, and there's more for the dwarves. Damn it.
6 for the
It's like
dwarves?
Damn it, you made me forget.
How many
Right
rings
back
are
after
made?
these messages.
Let's see. While 16 of the 19 rings were forged by dwarves and men,
19
7 to the
altogether.
dwarves, 9 to the men.
9
3 of the
men.
rings were forged by elves without Sauron's touch. These 3 rings were kept by elves, hidden from Sauron, were created not for war but for healing and protection. Ooh.
Gonna be making a
That
video.
didn't tell me how many rings of each one got.
Yeah, altogether 19 rings. So we'll go with that. I was
I
thinking
watched
I had it
the-
mixed around because I thought the dwarves were in the middle of it. That's why.
I
So
watched
9
The
rings
Hobbit
to
for the
men,
plot.
7 to dwarves, 3 for elves.
Okay.
I definitely watched The Hobbit for the plot.
Mm-hmm.
The plot is Thorin Oakenshield.
Yeah, his oaken shield. Get it?
I'm sorry.
Oak in shield. And you're like, fuck Ronan and his big old moose.
No, that plot's also really good, but I like the dwarves more. So.
Oh, you're talking about the Elven King?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
wolf elf.
Oh, don't worry. She has got a lady boner for him.
Oh, I know.
You have no idea.
The first time me and her watched Hobbit together, she didn't say anything to me. She was like, it's like
No, so
when he came on
God, I wish I
screen.
was a moose.
Moose boys go.
The only thing I liked about that movie, those sets of movies, honestly, was I really enjoyed the net D20 roll for the dwarves when they're going down the river. And he just hops out and the barrel spins around, kicks people's ass, falls back into it, keeps going. I'm like,
What about the Nat 20 where he catches the egg in his mouth at the very beginning?
yeah, it's just an egg.
I thought that was hilarious.
That's 15 or above.
Yeah.
So that's The Hobbit, not the Lord
The
of the Rings
Misty
show.
Mountain song is great.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
That was-
watched The Hobbit so many times. On my DVD, it turned it to Spanish speaking, and I didn't realize until I heard them actually go El Hobbit, and I was like, "Hold up, wait a minute, this is not what I was watching." And then I was like, "Huh," and then I kept doing what I was doing and let it play in
And
Spanish.
4 months later, Amber could speak Spanish fluently, but only about hobbits.
I was like, but only if it's like the words that they used in The Hobbit.
And also, have either of you watched a show called Lost?
Yeah, I love Lost.
Okay.
Nope.
If you know who I'm talking about, she ruined the entire experience for me every time she was on screen.
Oh,
Kate from Lost.
Why did you ruin it for him?
What? No, I said Kate.
he's saying that the movie was ruined for him every time she came up on
Why?
Yes,
screen.
I didn't like her. She was so evil in that show.
She wasn't evil in Lost.
She pretty much used every man she could come across just to get a
Look,
man into.
if I was a smoking hot woman on an
gotta-
island stranded with men, yeah,
You gotta
I'd be
do
like,
what you gotta do,
like,
baby.
look at these bad boys all the time.
You gotta do what you gotta do to
I'll
survive.
have nips out the whole time.
Nips out.
I need antibiotics. I go to the store, but hey, sir, I know you're hogging that medicine. Boop. Let me get some of that, and some of that, put some in there.
I always hated her character. She's a fine actor, but like,
She's awesome as the Wasp.
yeah, that's why that's fine. But it was like I was young when I watched it, and ever since then, it's just like I hate this person.
No, I love Lost. We should watch Lost and do it.
I trust me. I
Yes, you should watch Lost. All 6.
yes,
I tried.
it is
Seasons
confusing.
4, 5, and 6 are terrible, but
Also,
The smoke monster.
while we're on the
oh yeah. Anyways, Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power.
no, while we're on the subject, because
Oh,
I just
God.
ate don't want to say hot pocket, a pizza roll. Combination or pepperoni?
I'm not gonna give you a hint of which one we're eating, but one's terrible, one's great.
Apparently, I'm the only one that's ever liked the one.
And everybody knows what that one is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So down in the comments below, tell us what you eat, pepperoni or combination. We're gonna see which one comes out on top. The right answer is combination.
Like I told her before, child diddlers eat combination ones.
I hope they know. Anyway, so
Pepperoni's the
take
best.
that out.
Yeah, you better. Prime Minister that was not a good thing for her podcast.
Diddlers.
That'd make a great shirt though.
Gonna cut that out. What time is it? We're probably like what, a half an hour in?
I thought I was gonna be the first one to get us canceled.
Well, see, Matt, you ride a thin line,
Oh, I do.
but
I don't know where that
Amber
comes
here, apparently the shit that comes out of her mouth is
Amber has
off
never
the
known
fucking cliff.
when the line is. She's just like, I'm going up there.
All right, so back onto the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. That went way off in left field and then never came
There was
back.
a lot edited there.
Ringmail of power, where it's just like one suit of armor of power.
Chainmail instead.
Was just too much intricate work. He's like, he tried. He's like, I made 19 rings, guys. I give up.
He's like,
Here you go.
just put it on as a necklace at this point. I don't really care. I don't want to make it. So a lot of people have said that they're not very happy with the Rings of Power because they had their little San Diego Comic-Con thing in San Diego.
No way.
I know, right? But this book came out in 1977, so out of all of them, this has had longer to sit in people's minds, and they know it.
Marinate.
Yeah, and they know it front to back. They know every page. And when they had their little panel in San Diego Comic-Con, they kind of were like, well, they never really explained this in the book, so we went ahead and this is our interpretation of it. And the fans were like, it's on page 5. You should know that if you read it. If you took the time to read it, that is. And people are all upset because they're afraid that they haven't read the book at all, and they're just kind of winging it.
Now, one thing I gotta say about that is, how many books have you read where page 5 had important details to the entire story of what you're trying to do? And he was like, oh yeah, I need to remember that. Or he was like, I just enjoy the book. Nothing major happens in the first few pages.
It's like A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. The
Right.
end. That's it. But apparently, they've just been one episode or like one interview after another. They've just keep saying, well, we've stuck to Tolkien's writing and we're going back to the book for lore. And they're like, no, you haven't. You haven't read it a single bit then because you're not doing it right. So
Here's my thinking on this. I'm perfectly fine if they do new stories and like change things even a little bit because unfortunately, you're never going to get, no matter what nerdom, fandom, anything you're in, you're never going to get the story you want. Going from books to movies, it's never, ever been done perfectly. There's always some, there are good examples, but there's never a perfect, flawless
I
execution.
disagree.
Which one?
I got 2.
2.
Godfather, that book and movie, both are amazing, and they're almost equally as good. And then Scott Pilgrim versus the World is pretty amazing.
that's pretty freaking good. Yeah.
So, like, I agree, pretty close.
99% of the time.
But, like, The Godfather.
Well, especially nowadays.
Now, 1 and 2, or 2 and 3, fuck those movies. 2 is still really good, but 3,
I actually wanted to do an episode on books to movie adaptations, so
deal.
that would be a good one. I completely forgot about Scott Pilgrim. So
Yeah, it's not really a book, but it's a
But-
it's a
book.
comic book. So
But it's kinda
got
one of
the
those-
word book.
It's kind of one of those things where you've got to.
So we're gonna do coloring books to movies.
The My Little Pony ones that we did.
So
For
can we
the,
do? Does it mean board games to movies because they got a rule book?
I mean, they did
Battleship.
I'm about to say they did Battleship. So
You're the closest one.
dang you.
But
We can double.
you're gonna have to
Ooh,
take
the
it.
double team.
We're gonna have to take what we can get because, like, I don't think we're gonna ever get a perfect. Like even The Hobbit, it was pretty good in a lot of ways. It did not
The
follow
Hobbit
the
would have been
books.
great as 2 movies.
Yeah, I don't know why they did the third one. It was very weird.
Money.
Okay,
But-
I don't know why they would have attempted to.
Yeah, but
because
they're
it
supposed to be
really
doing 5 seasons of the Lord of the Rings show on Amazon.
sucked. Oh wow.
When they originally signed up for doing the deal, it was a 5-season deal.
I mean, there's a lot of shit they're gonna have to make up. But from the Silmarillion to the Lord of the Rings is almost 3,500 years.
Yeah, but
They're-
still, though, man. Like,
Oh, I know. There's a lot that they're going to have to make up. That's the problem. So I don't trust modern writers to come up with accurate, interesting content for 5 seasons.
yeah.
Like that's unfortunately one. I did not realize it was 5
Ingram.
seasons. Yeah.
So woo.
So much woo.
But I'm still excited about it. I really don't care that much about I think the thing that really set off everybody was first off that there was a female dwarf that didn't have a beard. That was the first thing that
They all have beards.
excuse me. Everybody was like, no, all female dwarves have beards. Literally, Gimli talks about not being able to tell the difference between a male and a female dwarf. And so that's kind of like an accuracy thing. People were like, I don't really care. She looks cool. That's fine by me. Then there's some other things where Galadriel is got a lot different attitude as she's younger, but it's not the way it was in the books. Fine though. Go ahead and change it a little bit. I think it's going to be fine. I just did not know about the 5 seasons, so we'll see what in
Yeah,
the
I
world
think when
they
they
put in there.
originally got signed up for us would be $5 billion for 5 seasons.
Well, I guess we're gonna see if it makes it to that 5 seasons or not.
I don't think it's going to. I'm going into it like I'm going into the Hobbit. Like there's gonna be a dragon in it somewhere.
There's a dragon.
And then that's on the first movie. It's like, where the fuck's the dragon?
The very end, guys, where's the dragon? I've been waiting for the dragon the whole time.
No, literally, I think, my mind, I think Lord of the Rings of Power, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, that's hard to say.
This
It's
is our
going
dragon
to,
episode.
The dragon episode?
Yeah, we're talking about dragons in the first thing. We're talking about dragons now. We just need a big Tiamat behind us.
I can make a Tiamat hat.
Ooh, hats?
I can make a
We have hats.
Tiamat, like, what's the bust? Bust.
Just can you have it like pop up just right like, "Rah."
Meh. Meh.
Like when you say something that could get us in trouble.
Tiamat says that's bad.
No.
Even I know that's bad.
I got a cold. I'm like, no. Fun for you.
So I think that it's gonna be okay. I really like the Lord of the Rings, like, characters, the lore, and all that stuff. But I don't know, just like the way that they've been doing all their interviews and everything like that. There aren't any reviews out for it yet. It'll come later, closer to the date that it comes out on the 1st. But it just seems like the actors and the writers, whenever they get talked about or like get things. 5 seasons of the series, final shot are already planned. Well, I mean, let's shoot for the stars, I say. But a lot of them are saying that whenever they do their interviews, they're just kind of like, we're just going back to the lore, or we're just going back to Tolkien's writing, instead of actually answering the questions. So I guess we'll see if that's worth it or not. But we've got a lot planned as far as episodes go. We've got the Spelljammer.
Spelljammer!
That's going to have, like I said, we're going to have hopefully 2 special guests on that one. One of them is...
His Spell and her other friend's name's Jammer.
Yeah, Spell and Jammer. One of them is going to be Gary. He worked for Wizards of the Coast for a little bit, so he knows a lot about Dungeons and Dragons. He's a 4th edition kind of guy, so it's like we'll see how much of the 5th edition he knows. But then we've also got... We know him as Master Allen.
Mr. Allen!
He is a big TikToker. He's got a lot of followers for his lightsaber series.
Tic-tackers.
Tic-tac. But we know him as Master Allen because he also has a dojo where he is a master there. But he was the first guy that we played D&D with. So we're going to have those 2 on the show talking about the new content on Spelljammer.
Spelljammer!
So we'll have that. We're going to do a one-shot.
The noise instead.
Spelljammer! So,
yours is really sad.
Oh no, mine broke too!
Give it all you got.
I can't. No, it never stays straight. It just goes straight down. But we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna have a one shot here soon, where we are gonna be playing that. We are gonna be doing a game that we're not gonna be recording, but we are gonna be doing the playtest for the new 1 D&D that they're coming out with monthly.
1 D&D to rule them all.
Yes. So. We are going to be playing that. We're going to be doing a lot here soon, so definitely be keeping up with us. We're going to be doing a lot more shorts and stuff like that. So
salute your shorts.
Camp on the water, we hold you in our hearts, and when we think about you,
it makes me want to fart.
So hope one never parts. Let's get it right or pay the price. Anywho, we are going to be doing. I keep thinking that that's going to go flying in my face at any moment, so I'm just like waiting for it. Yes, that's what she said.
Threat.
But
My mouth's not even on it.
but we're going to be doing a lot more here recently.
Here recently?
I mean, I'm scared. I'm scared. We're going to be doing a lot more here soon, so definitely keep an eye out on it. We're going to try and be getting a lot of like special people on here, be doing reviews a lot more. This guy over here got a lot of board games at Gen Con, so we're going to be playing through some of those and like doing our reviews for that. So definitely keep an eye out for a ton of stuff. We've got a lot of content planned all the way up to Christmas for this year. So yeah, be keeping an eye out. And remember, don't diddle. Oh, God. Ah!
It's like a rapid
That's
fire.
diddling too hard.
Come on, Matt. You got to team up.
No, I'm not for the double team.
Anywho, we will
Who's
see.
the double team?
We will see you in the next episode. Bye. Mine went sideways.
Hey. Come around the corner. Look at this one.